run. You fucked up the first time.
We don't even have to say that.
Well, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
You still alive, Anthony? Anthony's gone quiet. I think he's
Okay, I just have to say this real quick before I disappear and let you guys talk. Oh my god! Like all I hear right as I'm about to like go do other things is it's just like I woke up. It's like the kind of shit you'd see in like a Slender Man thing. It was the weirdest shit.
You have headphones on, right? Did that destroy your ears?
No, it didn't. Thank fuck.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, I'm muting again.
That happened right as we went live. I cannot believe that happened.
We're still live, by the way.
Okay, let's go ahead and start.
We're here. I'm Kyle.
We're doing this. We're doing the Smash Bros. Speculation thing from last time. We're doing it a second time.
Yes, sir.
We're down quite a few people. Adric, Alex, Taruno are not participating. Taruno was recording and streaming, but not participating in the discussion. This is all just a recap because I literally also said this like a couple minutes ago. Basically, yeah, we're just gonna go over the things we've missed, clarify a couple things, go over some news, all that jazz. I'm Anthony. I'm the guy who talked the most last time.
I am Kyle. I kept it at a bare minimum with some interesting things.
I'm Daniel. I'm new.
And that's, yeah.
And he'll be talking through a wind tunnel most of the time.
Yeah, get used to that. So, we'll just get right in this, so that we're not, like, yeah, let's just get right into the stuff. First, there's one piece of news, it's only just one, and we'll briefly touch on it. It's that they announced that they're going to do at E3 a Smash Bros. Invitational tournament, along the same vein as the 2014 Smash 4 tournament they did. You okay over there, Dan?
Yep.
Okay. It's along the same vein as the 2014 tournament that they did for Smash 4, but it's for Smash 5, and it's basically about a game that we still know nothing about. Y'all have anything to say about that?
I don't really know who all's going to it or where it's taking place. I really don't know.
They haven't announced anything about who's going to be invited or anything. I just think we're probably going to see the return of the Reggie Hungrybox rivalry. That's all I can predict.
Oh.
I just think it's weird that they've said, yeah, we're doing another invitational, and we still don't even know anything about the game, and we don't know when we're gonna learn anything about the game. Like, we don't even know if we're gonna know, like, if we're gonna see more of the game before the invitational, like at E3, you know. So they might just.
No, I haven't watched that before. Is that just them showing the entire game?
No, it's. Well, like, the 2014 one was basically just, they had a bunch of players, like, real-ass, competitive smashers, for both, like, Melee and other scenes, and they pitted them in a tournament with, like, casual rule set with, like, items and on random stages, and, basically, they just picked one character each, and they didn't like show off everything, but they showed off the stuff we knew about mostly at the time. Like, they showed off, I'm pretty sure every newcomer we had known about at the time was there, except Greninja. Maybe Greninja was there, I don't know. But not like Palutena or Pac-Man, because they were literally just announced like the day before. And some of the veterans weren't involved. Like, I don't think Yoshi was involved in it was just whatever characters were available in the demo. But going into this one, like I said, we don't know anything about the game at all. We know that, you know, Inkling's in it, you know, Mario and Link are in it, and we have everything we have to go off of this new game comes from the trailer that we got during the direct. And that's very little. So it's just kind of funny to me that they're doing this. So, Anyway, do y'all want to move on to character predictions, like for the franchises we haven't talked about, or do y'all?
Yeah, I don't really think we have much to really add to the...
Invitational thing?
Yeah.
Alright, Daniel is, he's gonna
Currently in the
get
car.
us, he's gonna get us kicked off of Twitch, man.
What?
You have like a weird, are you sure?
Okay. For a minute there, my mic just went out, and I had to turn it back on. Did something happen?
Are you sure you're not on a plane, man? No, it was just like a sound of like, I don't even know, something like a gong or something.
That really is the best way to describe that sound.
Toronto's freaking out. Toronto's freaking out in the chat, also. Anyway.
I should actually move on and see what all is happening in that.
I'm gonna go ahead and, no, not in the Twitch chat, in the Discord chat. Alright, so I'm just gonna move into the franchises that we didn't talk about last time, and we're gonna breeze through these because some of them we have nothing to say. F-Zero. Do y'all think we're getting any new F-Zero characters?
No.
No.
Okay, good. I don't think so either.
No new games, no new characters.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm gonna say this: the only two characters that could possibly be are Samurai Goro, if they really wanted to, but it's not gonna happen, or Black Shadow, and they.
I don't even know what Shadow is, so I highly doubt that.
Yeah, he was only in GX. He was like the main villain, and no one gave a shit. And the only reason I think he might is if they. This is something I've seen speculated about a lot on the internet. Is if Ganondorf is given his own moveset, then they could give his old moveset to Black Shadow, so that an actual F-Zero character is a clone of Captain Falcon and not Ganondorf.
So it's less more wanting a new character to represent F-Zero, it's more just, hey, we have this old moveset, let's give it some.
Basically. Not that a character from F-Zero deserves a slot other than Captain Falcon. Anyway. We'll move on to Pikmin.
I don't think we're gonna get new ones.
I don't either. See, we're just gonna be saying this about pretty much every franchise that we get covered today. What's up, Daniel?
Again, I'm not really well versed in Smash, but does Olimar have skins that change like the way he looks, like completely? Because if they haven't done that yet, they can just do that to like put in other.
Yeah, they need to have a skin of everyone.
Yeah, the same way they did with Baby or Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. If you say Baby Bowser, you were not my friend. Okay, actually, yes. In Smash 4, half of Olimar's ults were Alf from Pikmin 3.
Okay.
Which I thought was a really cool touch. A little strange considering Alf was way, like, brand new and Louis it wasn't, and I don't know, Alf never used purple or white Pikmin, so it was a little strange. But the idea I had would be to make Alf his own character, just a clone of Olimar, but instead of purples and whites, he has rock Pikmin, and they can have like other small changes, like different Final Smash or something. And I don't think they're gonna do that, but I also don't want to rule it out because, I mean, I don't know. If we keep Dr. Mario and Dark Pit and Lucina, they might just, upgrade Alf to a clone instead of an alt. But I don't. We all kind of think those characters are getting cut anyway.
Yeah.
So, all right. Is that it for Pikmin?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Animal Crossing. Anything?
Isabel?
So yeah, Isabel is the only character that it could be for like a new Animal Crossing character.
It could also be something like KK or something like that.
KK Slider?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
They
think.
could try bringing
Not
in
likely, not as much as Isabel, but he has some pretty good traction, huh?
Maybe. What's up, Dan?
They could try like having some of the villagers be trophies. That'd be an easy way to incorporate more characters.
Wait, have who be what?
They could have some of the villagers be trophies. Like have more of them be trophies.
Oh, like you mean like the characters from Animal Crossing? Yeah, like SS trophies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna do that.
Yeah, Rossetti was a trophy in Brawl, and Isabel was one in Smash 4. So yeah, they could do that. My biggest thing is like Villager does basically everything that you can do in Animal Crossing already. So what else is there to like represent in a moveset. So, yeah. Though I have seen a lot of people online predict and like hope for Isabel, and I don't, if people really want Isabel, it's fine. But I just don't. I don't get it. I don't think it's that likely.
Do. And
Yeah,
then,
She's cute.
She is adorable, that's for sure.
you don't fight with adorable though. You fight with moves.
Yep. Okay, this is gonna be a big one. Xenoblade.
Xenoblade, I know fuck all about.
Yeah, same. I only know about the original Xenoblade Chronicles. I've not played the new one.
Okay, I'm just gonna be quick then because I'm the only one who knows at least a little bit about the series.
I mean, maybe Karuna does, just can't speak.
I didn't get to say this last time, but I think we are definitely getting a new character from Xenoblade 2. I'm calling it, and it's gonna be Rex plus Pyra, or Rex and some other weapon, or just Rex. We are absolutely getting a Xenoblade character in this game because Xenoblade Chronicles, just the first one was already a pretty big deal. That isn't necessarily. He says he'd rather kill himself than get a Xenoblade 2 character.
Out of the game?
Yeah, he really just dislikes Xenoblade 2, despite having not played it. Xenoblade 2 was a very heavily promoted game for the Switch. It was one of the first games that showed up at like the Switch presentation last year.
Okay, yeah, that
And
sounds
they-
like that.
They promoted the hell out of it at E3, at several directs since then, and I think at this point Xenoblade is a franchise akin to, it's not obviously at that level of popularity yet, but I think it's akin to Fire Emblem, where we can expect, it's similar in nature to it. It's a JRPG, every new game has a new cast. We can expect Xenoblade as a franchise to start getting more characters as the series, as the Smash Bros goes on, and I think we're definitely getting Rex. I'm calling Rex the most likely newcomer for this game.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think Xenoblade is going to be Nintendo's new flagship RPG? Because they lost Final Fantasy like a long time ago. So.
Well, to be fair, they never really had Final Fantasy, but
I mean, in the SNES era.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, no, because Nintendo still has Pokemon.
True. Yeah, true.
And not Persona. Shin Megami Tensei sells pretty well on the DS, 3DS, and now we have Fire Emblem. So
I always think of SMT as a PlayStation series.
I guess that's true. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have to say about Xenoblade. Oh, if this new Smash Bros. Came out 2 years ago, I would have said Elma would have been the new character, because she was the most recent main protagonist from X, Xenoblade Chronicles X. But now we have 2. Like, literally, I would have said that Xenoblade was getting a character no matter what. Like, but whoever the most recent protagonist is whoever it's gonna be, and it's Rex, so.
If they do bring the character from Xenoblade Chronicles 2 into the game, they might want to like do a gimmick where, because isn't the whole gimmick of that where they have like partners turn into weapons, like Soul Eater sort of?
Yeah.
They might want to like incorporate that, make like an Ice Climbers or Pokemon Trainer type thing, where like.
Oh, for sure. I definitely predicted that they're gonna do something really creative like that with Rex. I can't say for sure what it will be, but I mean, Sakurai, he came up with Rosalina and Luma and all these other creative characters for Smash 4, so I think we could see stuff like that for this game.
Yeah.
These are going to be small franchises, like really small ones. Just Punch Out and Wii Fit, I decided to group them together because neither of them are getting characters.
Yeah, no.
But we do think, okay, oh shit, actually, I'm gonna go back to Xenoblade. I forgot to mention, Shulk is not getting replaced with Rex. That's something I need to say. Everyone online seems to be convinced of that, and I'm like, y'all are insane. Because, I don't know, it's the same reason why Marth didn't get replaced with Ike in Brawl. Because Shulk is kind of the Marth of Xenoblade. So. Punch Out Wii Fit. We're getting both Little Mac and Wii Fit Trainer back. Everyone thinks that Wii Fit Trainer is being cut. I think she is sticking around. Just
Fun to play as.
yeah, she's a unique she has her own unique playstyle and moveset, and she represents the Wii, which is honestly a big console, and I think it's big.
You're
Yeah,
doing
that's-
that again. I'm doing that again.
What's that?
You blood again.
Oh shit, am I doing it again?
Yeah, just do it. Is that cough gone? Are you feeling better?
Alright, am I back?
Yes.
Yeah, you're back.
Dude, I love this professionalism. It's so.
Right?
Let me check the Twitch chat. Oh wait, nobody's.
Are you sure you don't like you're not being attacked by a demon or something, Anthony?
Alright, so let me explain what's happening. I'm using my microphone as a mic using WO mic client, and it's connected via Wi-Fi because for some reason the USB isn't working and Bluetooth is a piece of shit. So every now and then my Wi-Fi is just like. Anyway.
Wait, did you actually say something or was the pause the punchline?
It's never mind. Yeah, the pause was the punchline, but fuck it. Anyway, retro characters.
Retro characters.
So okay, retro characters meaning Game & Watch, Rob, Duck Hunt. Do we think they're all coming back?
Yeah, I think they're coming back.
Yeah. Do we think, do we think that a certain removed retro character from Melee/Brawl is coming back? Named Ice Climbers.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe.
I think we're definitely getting Ice Climbers back. I think that Ice Climbers deserved to come back in Smash 4. The only reason they didn't were because of technical reasons. They couldn't get them to work on the 3DS. Well, the 3DS is not an issue anymore. The Switch would easily be able to handle Ice Climbers. So, I think Ice Climbers is coming back. I said Rex is the most likely newcomer. Well, Ice Climbers is the most likely character, period. Like, as far as, like, characters that work in Smash 4, Ice Climbers is the most likely one to come back, or just be in the game. Anyway, do we think... What's up, Kyle?
While we're on the topic of retro characters, like, who do we think will be the new retro character?
Yeah, well, I was...
Good question. Gotta be Balloon Fighter.
I was actually
What was that?
thinking Balloon Fight.
Oh, Balloon Fighter.
I was joking, but maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I had a few ideas, but here's the thing. Game & Watch, Rob, and Duck Hunt are kind of really important in their own way. Like, Game & Watch represents Nintendo's first handheld. Rob and Duck Hunt both represent the peripherals for the NES that basically saved Nintendo in the West, because, you know, back with the video game crash, video games were just seen in a bad light, so nobody wanted to buy them unless they were considered toys. And so Rob and the light gun, or the NES Zapper or whatever, were super helpful towards selling it here in the West.
I was trying to remember the name of the NES Zapper. I was thinking, what if that was a character, just like, they just dropped the fucking gun in the game? You just can...
That would be cool as an item.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
They should replace the ray gun. It should just be the Zapper.
Yeah.
But anyway, so going off of that, like, all three of those characters are really important. Just going off of that, I don't know what other retro character is, like, that important. Like, the only ones I can think of are just out of blue, like, Sheriff from fucking Sheriff, which is one of Nintendo's oldest games. Exactly. It's a character no one's fucking heard of.
I'd love to see the guy from Mysterious Vermosity Castle.
Yeah, Takamaru. That's one I actually think isn't too unlikely, because Sakurai apparently considered him at Smash 4. Yeah, apparently. He wasn't like programmed, he didn't like actually begin work on him, but when he was deciding a roster, he was like, maybe that guy. Anyway.
I really don't know too many retro games. There's Balloon Fight, there's Fight Fight,
Excitebike is actually one I thought would be kind of cool, because it'd just be a character who fights while on a bike the whole time. That'd be kind of neat. Like, you could come up with some cool ass ideas for movesets of that. Like kicking up dirt with like the back wheel or something.
Imagine he'd be a bit hard to control, though.
Yeah, he'd probably be really unwieldy, which would be part of the, you know, charm of the character. Balloon Fight and Excitebike are the two games that Nintendo, they're like the two retro games that Nintendo still acknowledges, despite not being in Smash Bros. Because, like, Excitebike had a course in fucking Mario Kart, and Balloon Fight had a minigame in Nintendo Land. But you never see that kind of love for, like, Clu Clu Land or Urban Champion or any of those old-ass games.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know some of these games. Only some.
Basically, my point is Nintendo still references those games, but they're not in Smash Bros. So I would say those two have like decent chances.
Usually most of those retro games I only know because YouTubers reference them or I see Wario
You see them what?
in WarioWare games.
Oh right, yeah.
So how old are they considering retro?
Okay. Think about the ones we have: Game & Watch, 1980, and then Rob, Duck Hunt, and Ice Climbers are all 1985. So that old. Basically, the NES's inception and earlier.
Okay.
Anyway. Pong. Honestly, no, I don't. It's gonna happen because it's not a character. But
All Bong. The Bong.
we already have
I can't
All
fucking
Bong.
say it right.
You don't love the character story of Bonbon? There's so many twists and turns, backs and forth.
I see what you did there. Alright. I think that's it for retro characters because we're just kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into the interesting stuff. Let's talk about characters from Nintendo franchises that aren't yet in Smash Bros. Like, or won't ever be in Smash Bros. But are basically franchises that don't already have characters.
Yeah.
So I'll open the floor up to y'all to see if you guys have any suggestions, just for like characters that you think would be cool that aren't already in the game, and then I'll go ahead and go through the ones I think are likely or aren't likely.
The characters made by Nintendo, not Smash.
Yeah, they don't have like a franchise already represented in Smash via character. So an example would be Isaac from Golden Sun or something like that.
Okay.
He's a really common request.
They need to make another Golden Sun game, bro.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk about Isaac since I brought him up. Here's the thing about Isaac. He was a Assist Trophy in Brawl, and then in Smash 4, he wasn't an Assist Trophy, so everyone was like, oh shit, now he can be a character, and they didn't make him a character. And that just goes to show that Isaac is not important at all, and Golden Sun as a franchise is not important at all. Like Daniel said, they need to make a new one before they just decide, oh, let's put him in the game, let's make him playable.
It's a shame. I actually love those games. I think it's like the perfect balance between like Legend of Zelda and JRPG. Weird.
Yeah. The Golden Sun games are great. And he would be so easy to come up with a moveset for, man. It's just a shame because Camelot, I don't even know what they're working on. I wanted to look up what they were working on so that when we got to this conversation I knew exactly what to say, but I have no idea what they're working on right now.
The next Mario Tennis, maybe?
That might be it, yeah. Anyway. Any other suggestions?
Specifically Nintendo.
I was thinking, here's a character I don't think is too unlikely, but would be a little strange, and there'd be, whatever, a Rhythm Heaven representative.
Yeah, I don't know who they would choose, though.
Yeah, the thing is, there's no one character that you think of when you think of Rhythm.
Yeah. Exactly.
Is it just bouncing around between characters in the game, or?
Yeah, Rhythm Heaven isn't really a story franchise. Like, okay, so Wario obviously represents the WarioWare franchise, and the Rhythm Heaven games are very similar to WarioWare, but they're just like an assortment of mini games that are all about keeping rhythm to like the beat, like by tapping the screen with a stylus or shaking the Wiimote or whatever.
They're really fucking fun. Honestly, I don't think I've ever put more hours in any other game than I put in the original Rhythm Heaven. It's so
Yeah, they're really good. I love those kinds of games, and I think those are some of the best. And I think honestly, a rhythm-based moveset would be super cool of an idea.
Ow! Shit.
Yeah, but I don't know who they would do. I've seen a lot of people suggest Marshall from the Wii one, Karate Joe, because
That's what I was thinking.
he fights, he actually does karate, so. I think, honestly, the freaking, the rhythm girl with, like, the red dress, I think she represents the series the best. She has a name, or something. Tap Trial Girl, I believe is her name. Because that's the first minigame she appeared in.
I mean, the first character you actually meet, or it's not even a character, it's like a thing that pushes pegs. So, like,
Yeah.
it's not really a character that represents that series that I can think of.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people also clamoring for Chorus Man. Okay, thanks, Torino.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking Chorus Man because that was during the Smash 4. There was the Gamatsu leak. I put that in quotes, which basically said that we were going to get a Rhythm Heaven rep, and it was going to be the Glee Club kids, but they were going to be called Chorus Men. And I can see why that character ended up not happening, because if that leak was true, which it probably wasn't, I can see why that character ended up not happening, because it was going to be multiple character models, just like Ice Climbers, and Ice Climbers couldn't work, so that character doesn't work. But even still, I just think, of all the characters to represent Rhythm Heaven, why 3 characters, and why them?
Those, because they're honestly the first characters you actually. I think I'm pretty sure that was the second trial you do after the peg shooting one.
I guess. I mean, I don't want to rule them out, but I just think...
Oh.
Oh god. Is that a dog?
No. I was trying to keep my sister from talking and interacting.
Oh. Anyway, I just think Karate Joe or the Tap Telegram. I think those are the best choices. I'm not calling a Rhythm Heaven character, by the way. I don't think it's that likely, but I don't think it's too unlikely either.
I don't think it's that late.
No, it's not. But
I'd like to see it, but I don't think it's late.
For sure, I would too.
Like, outside of the main stuff that they already have in there, I can't really think of a Nintendo-specific franchise that I would think of as likely.
I can think of a couple more. Dylan from Dylan's Rolling Western.
I still need to look at that.
What's that, Daniel?
I forgot there's a Nintendo series.
Yeah, it is owned by Nintendo. In fact, Dylan is getting a new game on the 3DS. They showed that off at the same direct that they unveiled Smash Bros. Which honestly surprises me, because I didn't think those games did well enough to get a new character, but hey, that's cool. I don't think Dylan's that likely, especially because I saw a poll of, what are the games you're most excited for that direct, and Dylan's new game was like the least excited, like the least amount of people wanted to play it. So it's very clearly not a big franchise at all, and I'm looking at that for a new character. But he was an assist trophy in the last game, which means at least Sakurai is at least aware of the character. The fact that he's getting a new game, I don't know if that means anything, but it's kind of like, and the fact that they put it in the direct means, hey, look, guys, Dylan, like they were banking off of people seeing that and then going to buy it. So that's something, but like I said, I don't think it's that likely.
About Pushmo, is that a Nintendo series?
Yes, Pushmo is Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd actually be a really cool assist trophy.
Yeah, I'd be cool to,
Stage or something.
or like a stage, yeah. I'm gonna just say though, Pushmo, I really don't think is gonna, because you do 3 things in that game. You push and pull blocks, and you rewind time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Awards, because I couldn't.
Why were you quiet there?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm holding my phone right now, so I'm probably moving the microphone too much.
Oh, okay.
My mistake. Okay, I totally forgot about a big important Nintendo franchise. Fucking ARMS.
Oh yeah, that's kind of have a
Yeah.
And I don't know how I forgot because I actually do expect an ARMS character.
Yeah.
More than any other new franchise, I expect Springman specifically. Yeah, other than Splatoon, but we already have Inkling, so yeah. I guess we should talk about Inkling. We got Inkling. Are y'all excited about having Inkling? Because I am.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was literally just thinking about it, and I was like, dude, there's so much they could do with a moveset. Like a forward smash could be like slamming down a paint roller, or like a bucket of paint or something, just like splashing it. Like I just all this ideas.
I was thinking like you can have like a side beat with, but the more you cover the stage in paint, the farther you actually slide.
Oh yeah, you're the squid, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking, what if like the paint you could okay, so it would do like no damage, kind of like, or sorry, no knockback, kind of like Fox's blaster, but it would do damage, and it would stay on the stage for just a little while before eventually disappearing. And anytime someone like steps in it, they like take damage like briefly, kind of like the flower or something like that.
Either that or maybe slow them down a bit.
Yeah, something like that. I'm just really excited to fucking see Inkling.
A lot of possibilities what they could do for that character.
I feel like
Well,
it would make sense if the character was slow while not on ink and just then swim around to get faster and move.
Saruno was right. He did end up confusing some people. There's one dude in the chat who was like, I thought this was Warframe, so that's why I didn't jump in. Anyway. Yeah, I'm excited for Inkling. Okay, so, but yeah, Springman, or someone from ARMS. I don't think, okay, before we knew Inklings were gonna happen, I wouldn't have said that an ARMS rep was as likely as a Splatoon rep, and I still think that, because obviously we have a Splatoon rep, but it's just, I don't think it's too unlikely either, because Nintendo, it's another one of those games that really pushed the hell out of, like, at the Switch event, they were like, hey, ARMS, it's having another, am I wrong? It's not having another invitational, but it's having another global test punch, which is kind of cool. They're still trying to keep the series alive, clearly, even though it did not do that well. It didn't do terribly, but what's that?
Is that really?
Yeah, I mean, it did okay, but they were really trying to push it like, hey man, this is our fighting game series, and nobody really cared about it from a competitive level.
It was like the second or third game I was most excited for the Switch, honestly.
Yeah, same. Although I've lost interest in it now because it's just like so many other games came out.
Yeah.
But I still think. What's that?
I'm still waiting to get the fucking Switch.
Oh right.
Oh, you don't have it yet?
Oh no.
Oh, that's sad.
He never got a Wii U either.
What game? What
Not
console do
really.
you have other than the Vita?
I have a 3DS. That's it.
This is a really good conversation to have on the air, guys.
I mean, yeah.
My consoles are the Ouya. Okay, so anyway, I think we could expect an ARMS rep. I kind of want to call it, specifically Springman, since he's kind of the face of the game and the main character-ish.
I don't think we'd get something like Twintel or...
No, definitely not. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, Twintel, Min. I'm just like, I mean, yeah, but...
Is Min Min the Chinese one?
He's the wrong
Min
one.
is, yeah.
Wait, sorry, what?
She's a girl who has ramen. She has ramen for hair.
That's the one I was thinking would honestly be the coolest in Smash, huh?
She just looks super cool.
She really does. She's a really cool character design.
But, yeah, Springman, and I think they might, if they do put in Springman, I think he would have a Ribbon Girl alt with, like, unique voice lines.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would
Just
be
for the
male, Springman, male Ribbon Girl.
Yeah, just for the sake of, like, widening, having multiple reps for one series that don't take up multiple spots on the roster. And then Sakurai will be like, oh, let's just make her a clone. No, then he's not gonna do that.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay. Characters from franchises not yet in Smash. I had a couple more. Oh, Advance Wars. Y'all don't know anything about Advance Wars.
I know what Advance Wars is, but I've never played any of the games.
Is it like a tactical turn-based thing, or?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's actually just like Fire Emblem, except it's modern with like tanks and helicopters. And there's literally no downside to your units dying because they're not characters. It's kind of like a
Beat them more by building up tank relationships.
no, there's nothing like that. It's basically the turn-based strategy series that Intelligent Systems used to care about before Fire Emblem really hit it big.
Yeah.
Like really hit it big with Awakening. So no, we're not getting a new Advance Wars rep, which is sad because, and the reason why is because
They don't care about Advance.
that just we haven't had a game in forever. Yeah, like Intelligent Systems cares way more about Fire Emblem clearly.
A lot of games Nintendo just forgets about. Think that if they come back to them, people would fucking love them.
Yeah, that's true. And even when Advance Wars did exist, they kind of rebooted it and made it all anime and like brooding and not cool and cartoony like it used to be.
I hate when they turn a cartoon anime.
Yeah, it was kind of obnoxious, but
They did that with Little King Story as well. I
they
didn't like
did? What?
it. Yeah, they did the second one and they made it more anime.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway. If we were to get an Advance Wars rep, though, it would be Andy or Sammy. One of those two, but we're not getting one.
The topic of games that are just forgotten. Like, why is there not a new Kirby?
A new Kirby what?
Dream
Kirby
Force?
Dream Force.
Oh, because, I don't know. Because Kirby wants to make more main series, like, platformer games. I don't know, man.
Everyone I've played that game with on my dad's Super Nintendo Classic, they freaking love it. So much fun.
Why is there not a new Kirby's Air Ride?
That too. Everyone loves that game too.
I don't know,
The
man.
problem with it might be that it is a Kirby game. Like, if it was something else, I think that maybe it might come back, but just...
You've said this before, Daniel. Nintendo loves to experiment with Kirby, but
Yeah.
they like to just kind of, hey, we have this idea for a game. All right, let's have Kirby do it. And then they do it, and then they're like, all right, let's go back to regular Kirby games. Like, they just...
Like, it's a good way to push out the experiment, but it's not a good way to continue it once you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're getting carried away, also. We're not staying on that. Alright, so I'm gonna be quick with these last two. Now, this is not a character that I really expect, but I think it would be cool as, like, an out-of-nowhere, like... What? On the same...
It's just at the best moments you decide to go, eh.
Are you shitting me with this?
No.
I'm honestly so happy that we don't have people watching this. Okay.
What did you say? The last two you have.
This is a character I don't think would be technically possible, but I feel like it'd be a cool idea as like a what the hell character, kind of similar to Wii Fit Trainer. Monita from Nintendo Land. It would be super simple to come up with a moveset for her. She's kind of unique because she's literally just a head and an arm, and that's it. If nothing else, they could just give her moves that other characters have, and have her be kind of like the Seth of Smash Bros. I don't know. Are y'all still there? Because y'all are really quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just listening.
I don't think she's gonna happen, but I don't want to. I just think she'd be neat as an idea. It's just an idea I had. Okay, but here's one thing I do want to talk about that a lot of people have been saying. Labo Man. You guys know what Nintendo Labo is, right?
Yeah, well, what the fuck's a Labo Man?
So have you guys seen those like cardboard dudes that are like, it's just like a cardboard stick figure that attaches to the Joy-Con.
No, that sounds like the stupidest shit ever.
I have seen it. It looks stupid as shit. Googled it.
It's, yeah,
Like
it's
a
basically,
cardboard Mr. Damon watch you attach Switch.
yeah. And I've seen so many people suggest that for an actual Smash Brothers character.
To do what?
To just do all the things that you can do. It's like, there's like a fishing game and all that. Here's the thing. As far as like character moveset, it would not be hard to come up with because there's a lot of games coming up on the Labo with a lot of whatever. As far as the character being like out of nowhere on the same vein as Wii Fit Trainer and, you know, I don't know, Game & Watch and stuff, it's not too difficult to conceive, but all these people...
What was
That.
I dropped my phone.
Okay.
All these people who are convinced or thinking, or just like, they're just convinced that it's gonna happen, they're fucking nuts. I can't, like, defend that.
Yeah.
Because I literally don't even think it's possible with how brand new Labo is. Like, it's not even just that it's not even a thing that's out yet. We don't even know if it's done well or if it's going to do well. And people are talking about putting a fucking cardboard cutout character into Smash Bros. Like, I just don't get it. It would be fine with it.
That's why I just Googled it and like all that I found were a bunch of memes. That's why they want
You found a bunch of what?
memes.
Oh yeah, memes. Yeah, basically.
Okay, so it's probably just like saying that Corey in the House is the best anime. Like they're not.
I don't know if it's that. I really do see a lot. Like, please, Labo man. Right. And like I've seen movesets. I've seen people draw movesets for the character too, man. Anyway. Whatever. I don't want to tell all these people they're wrong or dumb for thinking it's gonna happen, because if it does happen, I won't complain. I'd be fine with such an out-of-nowhere character like that. But I just don't... All the people who are like, oh, it's totally gonna happen, they're really just nuts. Alright. Now let's get to the actual interesting stuff. Third parties.
Ooh. I mean, the first thing people are going to say is G. That's what everybody wants.
Gino?
Yeah.
Okay, we could have talked about this with Mario, but actually we forgot to. Yeah, Gino? Honestly, okay. Gino is, has been really requested for Smash Bros. Since, I think, Brawl.
Yeah.
And he was even a Mii Fighter costume in Smash 4.
Really?
Yeah, he was a Mii Fighter costume for DLC. And honestly, like, I think Sakurai kind of really wants to put Gino in Smash Bros. And the only reason he hasn't is because of, like, rights and licensing issues. And and when he finally talked to Square Enix, hey, you know, we could put a character in Smash, they said, okay, Cloud, and they put Cloud. So I don't want to, like, get my hopes up and say, yeah, Gino has a chance, because, like, I don't know. I really don't know that he does.
Yeah, I don't know if he does, I just really got... Because he seems like a really cool character.
He does, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I was totally one of those idiots back in the Brawl days who was like, yo, Gino, he's totally gonna happen. I was totally one of those idiots. And now I'm just looking back. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to be again and then be crushed, because, yeah. So basically, what that. So, okay, but before we move on to new characters, I actually want to ask, who do you think of the third parties is going to stick around? Because we have Pac-Man, Mega Man, Sonic, Ryu, Cloud, and Bayonetta.
Who sticked around from Brawl to...
Just
Snake?
Sonic.
Just Sonic?
Yes, Snake, it got cut.
My money is just on Mega Man.
Only Mega Man?
Only
Yeah.
Mega Man staying or getting cut?
Only him staying.
Really? You think Sonic and Pac-Man are going to get cut?
Well, no, I think maybe Sonic and Pac-Man. Like, I think the classic guys might stay. Maybe
Oh.
Mega Man. But, like, Cloud or Bayonetta, I think those are more likely to get cut.
I kind of agree with that. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Sonic is absolutely gonna stick around because he's been in 2 games now. Mega Man and Pac-Man, I think, are also definitely gonna be in it because I don't know, they're just really iconic, like you said.
Yeah.
Although there's a lot of people who think Pac-Man is getting cut because we don't know that Namco Bandai is working on this one. Okay, so for those who don't know, Namco Bandai was the one who made they worked on Smash 4. And people cited that as the reason why Pac-Man got in, which I don't think is true at all. Like, sure, that helped him get in, but I think just they already had Sonic and they already had Mega Man, and they decided, okay, Pac-Man is kind of the next most iconic, so let's get him. And just, like, I think he would have happened whether or not Namco was working on the game, is what I'm saying.
The correct answer is Goku.
Shut the fuck up.
Everybody's already hyped about Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
No.
I know.
Okay. What was I saying? You totally derailed me. Because of that, Pac-Man is staying. There you go. Okay, so yeah, Ryu, Cloud, and Bayonetta. Those are the 3 that are really up in the air. But I want to say, I kind of agree with you that Ryu could stick around because.
He looks really cool, like Mega Man and Pac-Man. Not
Yeah,
as old as them, but he still has like a legacy.
Yeah, he's very iconic like them, and he represents fighting games, and I feel like he fit in pretty well with the cast. But I kind of think of the 3 of them, I would say Bayonetta is the most likely to return, actually.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3 was confirmed. Right?
What?
Is there a Bayonetta 3?
Oh yeah, Bayonetta 3 was confirmed, and it is Switch exclusive.
Yeah, so I think she probably is going to come back.
Yeah, same. Well, okay, I don't want to say for sure, but I think of the 3 of those, between Cloud, Bayonetta, and Ryu, she has the best chance. Because, yeah, the relationship between Nintendo and Platinum Games is really good. Nintendo is still publishing the Bayonetta games, so it's just like, I don't, like, what else needs to be said, you know? And I agree with you about Ryu, I think he... But Cloud, I don't think has a good chance.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think Cloud is going to go the way of Snake, and I think he's going to get cut. But I said the same thing about Snake going into Smash 4. That they don't have to get rid of Snake. If they want to keep him around, they can, and they can do the same thing with Cloud. I'm just not counting on it.
I was going to ask, because you said they had a good relationship with Platinum Games. How would you feel if they cut Cloud and replaced him with 2B from Nier Automata?
That would be weird.
Would be. I think it'd be cool.
I don't know. I'd rather have Cloud on it. I just think Cloud is more iconic. I don't really know anything about Nier Automata. It's too new. I feel like it's like.
Yeah, it's not on the Switch.
It's not. Yeah, it's not even on the Switch. Yeah, I should have said that first. But it's also just too new. Even if it were on the Switch, it's just like, of all the Square Enix characters to represent Square Enix.
I was saying because it was published by Square Enix, but developed by Platinum Games. Kind of like it.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, just, I mean, that actually is kind of a good point, but even still, not on the Switch.
Yeah.
So those are the characters we think are gonna stick around and those that are gonna get cut, so.
Yeah.
The ones that we think are gonna be added, I do genuinely think that we might be getting rabbits.
Rabbids?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, yeah, because Mario plus Rabbid Kingdom Battles, yeah, the Rabbids. Yeah, Nintendo's always had a good relationship with Ubisoft, pretty much since the end of the Wii era.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I think you have there's a good argument to be made for the Rabbids, but...
What are they gonna do?
I mean, toilet plunger gun.
Yeah. They might make Rayman a character. Just have like
That's what I'd rather they do, and I kind of expect that more than the Rabbids, because Rayman is way more iconic.
He is.
And he's the face of Ubisoft and of the franchise Rayman. And I know that
They did
Rabbids,
very versatile moveset with him.
for sure, and the
It
Rabbids,
is not a weird game.
I think either of them are just as likely as each other. Rayman or Rabbids are both likely, because what I said, Ubisoft has a great relationship with Nintendo, but I would much rather have Rayman,
Same.
and I think most people would.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah.
But I don't know that Nintendo's looking at that. I think they might just see, oh, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle did really well, so let's put the Rabbids in Smash Bros. Like, they could easily just do that.
My money's on Sans, though. Definitely. Definitely.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay, so are we including like the indie stuff as well?
Yeah, we can talk about indie characters if you want.
Okay, so
Blossom Tail would be a cool game to like put some
What?
characters in. Blossom Tail is like a have you heard about it?
Yes, I have. That's the one that was on Steam and it did terribly, and they put it on Switch.
I think it's a Switch exclusive now.
It's not on Steam anymore?
I don't think it ever was on.
I know Blossom Tail, but I don't think it's big enough.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
so something
But
that
Cage Story Undertale.
something that I think would be big enough would be a Hat in Time and do Hat Girl.
That would be good.
Not on Switch.
Why
It's not
not?
on the Switch, but
I would be totally fine with Hat Girl, but not on the Switch. I don't know. It's really not. I don't even think that game's that big of a deal. Like, if someone were to say Cuphead, Cuphead's big enough.
I mean, I
And
think
Cuphead is pretty big.
if the timing were different with the release of A Hat in Time, maybe more likely.
I'm just gonna say my piece on indies. Y'all can go ahead and talk after this, but I'm gonna say my piece. I don't think we're gonna get any indie character. I don't. But if we were to get an indie character, it would be Steve from Minecraft.
Oh, why?
Looking at actually being here.
I couldn't say that without laughing. But I actually kind of, no, but for real, like, I said that, and I hate that I said that. But think about it. Minecraft is a fucking huge franchise.
Yeah.
It's massive, and I hate that it's true. And I don't think we're gonna get Minecraft Steve. I don't.
I don't hate that that's true.
That Minecraft is huge, or that we're not gonna get him.
That Minecraft is huge. I don't
No, I like Minecraft. I just think it's too.
No, what made me mad is if the only indie character to show up in Smash was Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's never gonna happen.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen. You don't have to worry about that. We're talking about we're in such a weird.
That's just completely
place right now.
different thematically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we've never even had. Think about it. We've never even had a character from a horror game in Smash Bros. That's like a
What about?
Shut up.
What do you say?
Metro-
Luigi or something?
He said Samus.
Metroid is heavily influenced.
By, like-
That's some horror themes.
It's got horror themes, but it's not a horror game.
Speaking of which,
I've never been.
for any
Oh. Okay, so let's get into Konami, actually. Simon Belmont. Yeah, honestly, he'd be cool. He has a lot of moveset potential. The Holy Water, the Whip, the Axes, the fucking Cross.
The bonus thing, you can just have all drafting different Belmont, Trevor Belmont, Richter, so on and so forth.
That'd be kind of cool, but it'd be a bit much.
I think it'd be-
My only issue with putting Simon in the game is that they might represent him with the
yeah.
anime metrosexual red hair
Yeah.
Simon, and I'm not down with that. I'd rather him be retro, which they might do because they had retro Mega Man, but
But it's a Konami game. We don't.
yeah, let's talk about that because I don't think we can expect any character from Konami to be in next game, especially not Snake. First of all.
Oh yeah.
We probably should have talked about that earlier. Yeah, well, Snake's not coming back. Everyone who wants Snake back is not. Sorry.
If he does, they're gonna like Konami's gonna force him to the like arm big boss that nobody wants.
They're gonna make him be Big Boss.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? The one from Phantom Pain?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not even technically the same character as the one we had in Brawl.
Yeah.
Just, they're both a clone of the same person. Anyway. Fucking ridiculous. The whole first of all, Metal Gear story is ridiculous, but just the situation with Konami is just garbage.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said we're not gonna get a Konami character, but I'm gonna take that back right now.
Bomberman?
Bomberman pretty okay chance. I would have said this even before we got Super Bomberman R on the Switch, because because I think Bomberman just as a character is kind of iconic, not in the same way as like Ryu, Mega Man, Pac-Man, but he's pretty big. He's kind of a legacy in a way, and his series, I guess he's kind of a puzzle game character. We don't really have a puzzle game representative.
The format has also been copied
True.
like a decent bit, so
Yeah, I don't think he's like too likely, but I kind of want to say he has of any third-party character, I'd say he has one of the better chances.
I'm gonna be right back, guys.
Sure thing. Same with Rayman, by the way. Bomberman and Rayman are probably the two, among the two most likely third parties, I'd say.
and we'll be right back with a word from our sponsors. No, we're going to our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Okay, so here's our sponsor. We're sponsored by Dead Silence.
And Greg Cola.
So, Crash.
Yes.
Everyone fucking says Crash is gonna be in the game. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, probably not.
No, I don't want to say that. Crash is another iconic character, and I think he has an okay chance, but I don't know. It's just, it's worth mentioning that every character that's been in Smash Bros. Ever has been Japanese except Diddy Kong. Like, they've all been made in Japan, with the exception of Diddy Kong, because Rare is a Britain studio. So that's an important thing to keep in mind, and that is also true of all the third parties. Every third party has been Japanese. Now that doesn't mean that has to stay that way for every future installment, but Nintendo, or just, not Nintendo, but Sakurai, I guess, will be looking, hi Daniel.
Hello.
Sakurai will be looking at Japanese studios, I feel, for characters before they look at American studios. He's going to look at what's popular and where he lives, rather than just worldwide. So I don't think Crash or any of those indie characters you mentioned are that likely. And I know Rayman isn't that popular in Japan either, but I got to go back to the whole Ubisoft and Rabbids plus Mario Kingdom Battle game, and just use that as evidence that, yeah, he's kind of popular. So, Rayman, Bomberman, really those are the only two I kind of expect.
Remember we were talking about how Sakurai, whenever he uses Metroid stuff, he very rarely references Metroid Prime. He tries to Japanese.
Yeah, he doesn't reference Metroid Prime for he tries to keep everything Japanese. Yeah. So, basically that. Any other third parties?
Like, just things that we want or even realistically expect. Or...
You know, we can get into we can go outside of the realm of realism if we like. If we just want to talk about stuff we want to see in the game, then sure thing. But before we do that, I just want to clarify a couple things that I said in the last podcast. Just a few things. I'm gonna be quick about this because I was listening to it and really expounded on that point enough. Okay, so first of all, I said Mario Odyssey Mario is not gonna happen. I still think that. Everyone kind of thinks Mario is going to be replaced by, or be represented entirely by Mario Odyssey. I still think that's not going to happen. I still think we're mostly going to see Mario stay the same. But I want to say it's possible that they might just change one of his moves.
That's what I was about to say.
Cafe throw.
It's
But
you know,
it's not,
Yeah, it would be a recovery move, I think.
yeah, that should be a perfect recovery.
It'd be weird because really in Mario Odyssey you only leap forward with the thing, whereas recoveries are mostly upwards. But I mean, it's not impossible for them to do that, I guess. But my point is, I still don't think it's gonna happen. And if it does happen, it's not going to replace Fireball, Cape, or Super Jump Punch. I think all three of those are staying.
I can see it. Like, when was Flood replaced in?
And 4, no, we still had Flood, unfortunately.
I can see it getting replaced. I can see it replacing.
Yeah, me too. If it were to happen, that's on a place Flood, or at least Flood would. It would be like his side B, and then they'd move Cape to down B, or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to say about that, because I don't sure Odyssey Mario isn't gonna happen, but I really don't see it happening. Another thing is that Bandana Waddle Dee, I still think he's likely, but we played Kirby Star Allies recently, and I feel like that game gives me even more evidence that he's gonna be playable in Smash Bros. Because there's no. Okay, first of all, they took out the spear weapon from. They took out the spear ability and replaced it with pole or like staff or whatever.
Forcing you to, if you want the spear ability, to play as him.
Yeah. Well, this would have been a perfect opportunity for them to include spear as an ability and then have him that represents that ability. But they didn't do that because they figured that doing that would have been reducing the character to an ally when he's like way bigger. Like they made sure you had to get him at the Dream Palace and Meta Knight and King Dedede. In fact, unlike those two, Waddle Dee doesn't have anything to do with the story, and they still decided to put him in the game. Like they were like, okay, we still have to put him in the game because people are gonna riot. What's up, Daniel?
Who doesn't like WoW?
Exactly. So, I think Bandana. I honestly, and plus that Meta Knight and Dedede weren't even playable in Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, but Bandana Waddle Dee is. Daniel, you might want to fix your mic. There's kind of like.
It sounds a little haunted.
What?
Yeah. It sounds like you have ghosts in your house.
I can't fix that.
Anyway, so yeah, Bandana Waddle Dee, I wasn't clear. Kind of now that we've played Kirby Star Allies, I have even more reason to suspect that Bandana Waddle Dee will be coming into Smash Bros. And finally, Robin. Last podcast, I kind of conceded that Robin alongside Roy, Lucina, and Corrin is up in the air. But I really want to say, I should have said this last time, I think Robin is absolutely 100% going to be in the new Smash Bros. Like, there's no way they're cutting him or replacing him. Okay. Turbono's not here to argue with me. He's the one who was really adamant about Robin maybe being replaced. But think about, just ignore the fact that he's not a Lord for now, and ignore the fact that he hasn't been in multiple games like Marth and Ike, and just think about him as a character and not him as a Fire Emblem character. He was one of the first characters that Sakurai wanted to put in Smash 4. Like, he released the design document for all the characters he wanted in that game, and among them were Rosalina and Luma, Robin, and Duck Hunt. Those were the 3 characters he really, really wanted before anyone else to be in Smash Bros. So that's reason enough, honestly, for me to say that Robin's not going anywhere. But he's also probably the most unique of all the Fire Emblem characters.
He was one of the most fun characters
to play, just in general, yeah. And
I love the gimmick of moves that actually have certain amount of pieces of how the game works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's super unique in that regard. And also, he represents Awakening, which basically saved the franchise Fire Emblem from dying in the West. So even if Awakening isn't the most recent game, or if it's not relevant anymore, or any of the characters from it are irrelevant, then Awakening will still always be the game that prevented Fire Emblem from being canceled, or put on ice, basically. So Awakening will always be important, and by proxy, Robin will always be important. And for that reason, I think we're never like Robin is basically in Smash Bros. For the rest of all time. Anyway, so those are all the points that I just wanted to clarify that we talked about last time. Now we can go ahead and get into freaking out there things we want to see in the game. Starting with y'all, go ahead, because I basically said all the things I expect, and I don't know. I don't have much else to say.
You just don't have desires. You don't dream.
Not really, because I just kind of want the trailers to happen and be surprised by them. I just want characters that are like, holy shit, I didn't expect this. Like, oh wow, that's super cool.
Yeah.
I would love to have Shantae again.
That would be
yeah.
fucking amazing. Shantae or Shantae?
Shantae or Shovel Knight?
It's like either her moveset would be based around like the ponytail stuff. Like some of it would definitely be ponytail stuff. But
Yeah, fighting with her hair.
yeah, I'm thinking. Okay, maybe like have a
She could-
final smash dedicated to like the animal transformations.
I was thinking that those could just be implemented into her moveset, honestly. Like,
Okay, yeah. So like it would be a side piece.
maybe just like downbeat transform monkey. I don't know, just like maybe those could be their own characters, kind of like Sheik or Pokemon Trainer. They're just like transformations, you know.
Honestly, I said this back when Smash 4 was coming out, but I was saying I think the best character could ever be put in Smash. That dude is designed to be a Smash.
Wait, who? Shovel Knight?
Sparkster from
Oh,
Rocket.
Sparkster.
What's he?
He's like a little possum. He was like from
Yeah.
the era of 90s, like anthropomorphic animal mascots.
He's from Rocket Knight Adventures.
Yeah.
He's a Konami character, so nope.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But
I would be totally down for Sparkster happening. Yeah.
Like if you look up gameplay footage of Rocket Knight Adventures, you'll go, that character's made in fucking Smash. Awesome. He's super fast, flies around the stage, so cool.
You know who I forgot to mention earlier? Not that he's not possible. It's fucking Phoenix, right?
Yeah, that'd be awesome too.
It's just as like a joke. He'd be like fun joke character, like 'cause I can just see it now. Him having a trailer and all the people in the world just being like, "What the fuck? Why'd they put in this lame lawyer human person?" And I'm just gonna be like, "I don't fucking care. He's awesome."
His attacks would be like his voice, his finger points, him patting his little piece of paper in front of him.
He could have, yeah, he could like throw out evidence or like murder weapons from like the game, so he could have like the Thinker statue as one of his attacks.
That would be.
Or the Marvel vs. Capcom had Phoenix Wright in it, Marvel vs. Capcom, and he has a unique gimmick where he can build up evidence by doing certain moves and combos, and then that once he gets enough evidence, he goes into like super god mode and basically destroys them. I think that would be a bit broken. It would be a bit broken in Smash Bros. And it wouldn't work as well because Marvel vs. Capcom you have like partners to keep your opponents at bay. But he could do something similar where the more evidence he collects just based on attacks he does could like make his attacks stronger or something.
Maybe it could build up to something like a knockout punch.
Yeah, kind of like Little Max knockout.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, I'd really love for Phoenix Wright to happen. Obviously, I don't expect it, but, you know, it'd be dope. One character I actually think is more likely than Phoenix Wright, but is still not that likely, is Layton.
I was gonna bring him up in a bit. Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe implement a bunch of moves from like the cutscenes. He can have a little sword. He can have like a glider to get back on stage. Like.
Oh yeah, like he could fence and stuff. Oh yeah, and have the paraglider. Yeah.
If they have a, like you said, they don't have any puzzle games like represented, but if they do represent any, I think that'd be.
A good one, yeah. Oh shit! You know who I totally forgot to mention earlier for Nintendo characters? Chibi Robo.
Chibi Robo. What? What is Chibi Robo's game?
Chibi-Robo is in a game called Chibi-Robo.
Well, yeah, I know that, but
Oh,
like
this guy!
It's like a adventure kind of like platformer, I guess.
Yeah, I remember seeing commercials for this, like, when I was super young for, like, GameCube, and then never...
I haven't really played the games, but
I think it's super popular in Japan.
yeah, I know that they're pretty decently popular games, and he had one recently on the 3DS called Chibi-Robo Ziplash, which was actually released post Smash 4, which means there's reason for him to be upgraded. The thing is, it didn't do well at all, which is upsetting. But I mean, he got his own game recently, and he had his own amiibo as well. So I don't know. I think he's not. I actually would like for him to be in the game, but I don't think it's too likely. But I don't think it's too unlikely either. I think he has an okay chance. Anyway, I forgot to mention that earlier. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, we were talking about Pokemon last time on the last episode, but we didn't really go into Pokemon we want because we just stuck to what was likely. I really, really want Hawlucha.
Yeah, me too. I really want Hawlucha.
Hawlucha is by far my favorite Pokemon, other than like maybe like Haunter or something.
He's definitely one. I don't know if he's my favorite, but he's easily one. So
It's like he's definitely her fighting type / flying type, or like either of those types. He's so cool, and he'd be perfect for Smash, honestly, because we have Little Mac who represents like boxing as a fighting style, but we don't have like a wrestler, and I think Hawlucha would just be really good for that. Anyway.
I want wrestling gimmicks to be a part of his character. Like if he has like an element where he can like hype up something, that would be dope.
If he could what?
Like hype up the audience, because you know, like the audience versus.
Oh yeah.
That would be super.
Like that would be awesome. I didn't think of that. Kyle, did you have any more suggestions? You seemed like you had like a list.
let's see. It was Shantae, it was Leighton. No, just like I was going to sort of mention Leighton, but
Okay.
or you guys had more gotten out what you would want.
Oh, Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, definitely.
I like really badly. Like honestly, I think that's probably the one
It
character.
wouldn't even
If
be
Sakurai,
hard to come up with a moveset either.
no, it wouldn't. It'd be so easy. And if Sakurai came up to me and literally asked me, you get to, just the most fucking random character. It doesn't have to be a Nintendo character. Who would you want? I would say Banjo-Kazooie, easily. Banjo-Kazooie, y'all know, is like my favorite 3D platformer. Well,
You're gonna have to say Shrek. If Sakurai actually came
that's the thing. If Sakurai could just do that to like a dying kid, and the kid would just fucking troll him.
I kind of want to troll him. Like I want to make him Brock Sampson. I want to see him.
I want to see Peter Venkman from Ghostbusters. Just like the most out of nowhere character.
Right.
Okay, but if they do Banjo-Kazooie, but if they do, I really want them to have the split up be part of their thing, like a big part of their moveset.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like you can split them up, and then both Banjo and Kazooie by themselves have their own movesets, and you can control them at the same time. What?
I just thought of the best Pokemon who should be in the next Smash Bros.
Oh, who's that?
Alola Dugtrio.
Oh God, no. Okay, you started laughing, and I was doing the thing again.
What?
You started laughing, and I thought that the microphone had thing again. Oh my God! Stop cutting out. I can see that it's cutting out. I thought that the microphone was doing like the thing that you guys kept laughing at earlier.
No.
I know, but I was like, what?
Why are they laughing? It's just
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to talk about. We're pretty much done. We're just kind of like talking about whatever now. But Square Enix, if Cloud does get replaced, or sorry, removed. Do you guys think he'll be replaced with like slime or something or anything like that?
Dragon Quest?
Yeah.
I'd be really mad if he like replaced with one of the heroes from Dragon Quest, like Dragon Quest 1 or 3 hero. I don't know even any of their names.
Yeah, I don't really either. I just know the characters from Fortune Street.
They were like, fuck, let's just random until they act.
I think if they do replace Cloud, or if they do remove him, they could replace him with another Final Fantasy character that's more Nintendo, like, present, like, is actually on Nintendo consoles. Somebody like Chocobo, or Black Mage, or something.
His name is Vivi, thank you very much.
Vivi,
Vivi?
from F9.
And
I don't think they would do that. I don't want them to do that also. It's like the same thing with Toad and Captain Toad. I'd rather they represent the whole mage class rather than just one specific character.
yeah,
Also because, you know, Vivi hasn't appeared on an actual Nintendo console. It's just been Black Mage.
sure.
So, anyway, I think are we about done?
Oh, I actually... Spyro would be a cool one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I want Spyro. I would like Spyro, but I really don't want them to do Skylander Spyro.
No, not Skylander Spyro, old Spyro.
No, I know. I
Right.
just think because Skylanders is the most recent, that's who they would look to.
Such
Especially
as like,
since... What's that?
no, you can continue.
Especially since, like, they put Nintendo characters in Skylander. Put Donkey Kong and Bowser in the Skylanders games. So it's like... Obviously,
Is Spyro even important to Skylanders?
not really. But it exists because of him, you know?
That's...
It's kind of like the Rabbids franchise to Rayman.
They
It
just
exists
developed it.
basically.
I think
So,
I think I could say Skylanders.
what was that?
So I think we can agree Skylanders.
You always keep cutting out at the end. The Skylanders is what?
Worse than Rabbids.
Oh, really? You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I really dislike the Rabbids, but
I haven't really seen enough gameplay of Skylander.
Skylanders is disgusting as like
Yeah.
a marketing thing to me.
Oh wait, doesn't it? You have to put in this little toy that uses this character.
Exactly.
And now it's like, now you have to build your own. Instead of buying one, so you have to buy 3 different.
Yeah, imagine if Smash Bros wouldn't let you unlock the characters unless you had the amiibo. It's like that.
Sigh of that.
You guys didn't go for nearly as long as I expected.
We didn't have as much to talk about this time, Toronto.
I guess that's fair. We did cover all the big ones whenever first one came
Do
around.
you have any third-party characters you think you realistically...
Oh, you wanted to talk about Shin Megami Tensei, didn't you?
I wanted to bring it up as just like a very, very, very slim possibility, as in, well, Jack Frost is definitely a possibility, and then the other possibility I wanted to mention was, actually either, well, no, not Joker, because Arsene's way too, but, Yu Narukami, I wanted to say, he's got his own fighting game, he's, you know, he's the least edgy design, to say the least.
I want to say we're not really talking about like speculation as much. We're just kind of talking about things we wish. But I actually want to say that Jack Frost, like you said, is probably the most likely because
He's
he's the fucking mascot for Atlas, not just the
yeah, no, exactly.
And he was the mascot for Atlas in the West, even when Shin Megami Tensei was a Japan-only series. I remember playing Snowboard Kids as a kid, and seeing Jack Frost and being like, who the hell is that? Like, and just thinking, okay, that's Atlas's mascot. Whatever the hell Atlas is, that's their mascot.
One of those designs like Sonic or Peach. You don't have to play the game. Just get it.
Yeah, exactly. But so he would be the character if anyone. But like I said, I don't think it's gonna be anyone. Shin Megami Tensei character.
I don't think there will be one, but I wanted to bring it up as a very, very slim possibility now that Shin Megami Tensei is almost exclusively Nintendo nowadays. So I just wanted to bring up the possibility of like Jack Frost or Narukami if they were gonna pick someone.
No, I understand. We were just kind of talking about characters that we want more than characters that we expect at the end.
Yep.
Do you have any you want to say other than SMT?
Realistically speaking, no, not really.
Not realistic. Put your mind out there.
Yeah, like literally, is there anyone that you just want that isn't even like likely, but you would just like them to be in the game?
Fucking someone from Etrian Odyssey. Let's go.
How would you even pick that? I don't even know.
What's Metrian Odyssey?
Etrian Odyssey.
Etrian.
It's an old school like first person RPG. They throw you in a dungeon, walk around. Step you take, monsters on the field also, but they're like super powerful.
Yeah. It's honestly very roguelike in a sense.
Yeah. It's not randomized though. But...
It is not randomized. It is not a mystery dungeon game. Thank fuck.
Yeah.
They did try a mystery dungeon game.
Impossible.
They did try a mystery dungeon title, and it was garbage. So, you know,
I skipped that. Thank God.
like
I totally don't even know anything about Etrian Odyssey. Know about the one that's on 3DS, and I was like, oh, cool.
I picked up.
I didn't even know it was a franchise.
I picked 5 up, and I was just like, I bought it, and I'm just kind of like, I haven't gotten past like floor 2. I really should because I like the games.
They're hard as fuck games.
They are so hard to get.
Oh,
They're
made by Atlas?
yeah, no, they're.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no, it's just like they're really fucking hard, and they're hard as hell to get into. They are not simple games.
Or like, and everybody says this, but it's kind of accurate for Etrian Odyssey. It's like the Dark Souls for people.
It really is. No, wait, no. Okay, it's like the amount of trial and error and the amount of like dying and going back and reviving and everything. It's very like in the amount of like, you know, trial and error and figuring everything out and figuring out every little strategy to every single little enemy. In that respect, it's actually fairly Dark Souls-y for once. It's not that inept of a comparison.
It's the Dark Souls of...
Dark Souls. It's the Dark Souls of Dark Souls.
Oh, you know what character I also, you know, a lot of folks suggest, and I'm just like, you're a moron. Fucking the Dovahkiin from Skyrim.
No. Oh!
What's up?
We forgot the obvious one, guys.
What?
Fucking Lloyd Irving.
Oh, you forgot, yeah, you wanted to talk about Lloyd.
I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. It's just, why isn't he in there already?
Lloyd's from Earthbound, right?
No!
There you go. That's why, because Kyle...
I don't know who he is.
No, normies don't know who he is. No offense, Kyle. I mean, they call you a normie.
He's...
Think about that sort of bowl-cut, yellow-haired guy.
He's for...
Jeff Vandernuts.
He's... Lloyd Irving is the main character of Tales of Symphonia, which is the most popular and most loved series title in the Tales series, and it was on GameCube, so...
For sure, man. He was a Mii Fighter costume in Smash 4.
Yeah, he was! So it's just like, they acknowledge his existence, they just won't put him in the game. For some reason.
I don't know.
He...
Just Namco.
If I remember correctly, he actually got quite high on the poll, too.
If you gotta keep in mind that third parties aren't really the same vein as like first and second party characters because
No, I get that. Oh, the other one I wanted to mention was, which is very much in the same vein as Lloyd Irving here. Monster Hunter
oh yeah,
would be absolutely amazing for Smash.
it'd be pretty cool.
I actually was curious. How do you think they play it? Either cat, I forget what their race is called, but like a cat person, or you think it'd be like a hunter?
You would be a hunter. I feel like they do it similar to Yeah.
Capcom Infinite.
Yeah, where every attack is a different weapon.
Yeah, since y'all don't know, they actually did put a monster.
And she's broken in that game. If I remember correctly, she's actually top fucking tier.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I've heard. But Infinite's garbage. Anyway.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I was saying anything about like I'm mad that like the two characters I want to see
Ooh.
Belmonts or Sparkster. But both of those characters or groups of characters are owned by Konami. So
Sparkster and who? Oh, it's Belmont?
yeah, the Belmonts.
Yeah, I would really like those. Yeah, see, that's the thing about Konami is so many awesome IPs and they're doing shit with them. I want Goemon, dude. I want fucking Goemons, man.
They've got okay, to be fair, they're literally doing shit with them.
What was it, Dan?
I said that'd be perfect for Smash. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, exactly. He would fit right in. Or like, I mean, he's not as important, but like Master Higgins or Bonk or something like that.
Master Higgins from Master Blaster?
No, from Adventure Island. Oh, you know. Okay.
Oh,
Bonk from Super Bonk?
From Bonk, yes, from the series called Bonk. I mean, neither of them are important or that likely, but I mean, they fit in well. It's just it's mad. I'm mad that Konami
oh, this
literally.
dude with the grass skirt. Yeah, he fit great.
Yeah, that guy. It's so like infuriating that Konami bought Hudson and it's just like, those do nothing with characters except Bomberman, and then not even that much for Bomberman. Anyway, anything else? Oh, I wanted to talk about Lloyd. It's just that, you know, Namco, we already have Pac-Man, and I guess if there were to be a second character from Namco, maybe, but, you know, there's also Heihachi, which I don't think is gonna happen, but...
There's no fucking way fucking Heihachi will get in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Tekken...
No, I get what you're saying, and I can't...
Most important, yeah.
Nah, he's already.
I kind of understand, but at the same time,
Heihachi was also a
Bun-
fighter. Gosh.
Bandai Namco has, like, I mean, rather Tekken. I think the last one that was on Nintendo was on like fucking GameCube. So
Wasn't there a 3DS Tekken? I don't care.
I don't think
I don't
so.
remember.
So I'd say that on those grounds, Lloyd's slightly more likely, just because he's more recognizable as a Nintendo as like, you know, being from Nintendo, where Heihachi is just like, oh, it's Tekken.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. I'd say he has the same.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like Lloyd has a very tiny edge being purely on a Nintendo console, where Heihachi.
No, I agree with that. But my whole thing about Lloyd is, like I said, people just like, you heard Kyle. Who was Lloyd? I'm just like, there you go. That's the.
I mean, to be fair, Kyle, like, Kyle's not really an action RPG type person.
No, but he knew every. Okay, Kyle. Prior to their inclusion in Smash Bros, you knew who Ryu, Cloud, and Bayonetta were.
Yeah, I think.
You knew who Sonic, Mega Man, and Pac-Man were.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, those three, you have to live under a literal rock for your entire life to not know who those three are.
I'm pretty sure I could go outside right now and find Mega Man.
That's all I'm saying, is that the third parties have to be, like, big names. Like, we were talking about Crash and Rayman and all that earlier, and, like, those are big names, so I don't think they're that likely, but, yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
I was actually thinking, you know what would be pretty good third-party characters? One
Who's that?
thing that never happened. Cool, Beautiful Joe. The one that could happen.
Beautiful Joe would be great.
Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful Joe.
Well, what could happen is the guy from Resident Evil.
Which one?
The Resident Evil? Which one? Chris Redfield?
Yeah, because his first game was on the GameCube.
I
This
guess.
game was remade on GameCube.
No, it came out on GameCube first. It was part of Capcom.
I mean, to be by that same logic, you could expect fucking Snake to come back.
Exactly. Which
That's
is
what I
not gonna
said.
happen.
I'm saying, like, it could be like a one-off thing with Snake.
Yeah, I guess. I see where you're going with that. I guess that's possible.
That's kind of what everyone is assuming is going to happen with Bayonetta and Cloud, which you weren't here, Toronto. I'm convinced that Bayonetta's coming back.
I don't think she is. There would be too much backlash from the community just at the idea of her coming back. It would be a really. It would be a really. Oh.
Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, but Daniel, I could have sworn that the original Resident Evil field was on PlayStation, and then they remade it on game.
Yeah, that's how it was.
No, it wasn't. It was
No.
Piano 3, Killer 7, Resident Evil 4, and a game that never came out called Dead Phoenix. Were all part of games called the Capcom 5. We're supposed to be game exclusives.
Yeah, but Resident Evil 4
Oh, Resident Evil 4.
Yes, Resident Evil 4 was originally only on game.
Yeah.
Leon Scott Kennedy.
Not Chris, then who's the guy in Resident Evil? I don't remember his name.
Leon Kennedy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Leon Kennedy.
Really? You think? Really?
Yeah. It'd be pretty cool. Like as in like a snake back here. Shows up.
I guess you're right. I just don't know, because I don't... Once you bring in characters like that are just like gun users, you kind of limit yourself as far as moveset potential. Like, alright, you could come up with one really cool character that uses guns, like fucking Doom guy from Doom, who was another character I've seen a lot of people request.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And like, he would have an awesome moveset, but then you're like, alright, now fucking Master Chief, or just some random dude who uses guns, and it's like, what could he do that Doom guy doesn't already do, you know? I guess he could lay down those like plasma shields or whatever, but it's just like, once you have like one character with a gun, it's hard to have a second one, and that's part of the reason why I think it was kind of smart that they gave Snake all explosives. Anyway, I'm not saying that, you know, you're wrong that Leon would be cool.
But when you see the hunt though, it is really difficult. Trying to differentiate one gun from the
Like, literally, I was playing PlayStation All-Stars, and they have like Nathan Drake.
Yeah, like Nathan Drake, Hellgas.
A dude from Killzone, and I'm like, what? All these characters with guns, and I'm like, they just feel the same. I don't know.
The only characters with guns that stand out is Jack and Daxter and Ash and Clank.
Yeah, because they really worked to make them stand out. By the way, if we do get Crash, because a lot of people have been saying that, it would be so funny if we got Crash before PlayStation All-Stars.
That would be bad. We got Snake and Crash before PlayStation All-Stars.
And Cloud. Oh man. Alright, we're really getting to the whatever. Should we cut it off here and then just like if we want to keep talking we can, but I feel like the podcast is basically we have more to say about Smash.
Let's go ahead and we pretty much run its course. I mean we got a few good last minute discussions right there at the end.
But we should do another podcast though. I feel like we should just kind of do like a discussion like, hey, they announced DDD's cousin or whatever.
What? They announced DDD's cousin before he was in actually Kirby? Words?
Yeah, before he actually appeared, they announced DDD from Brock Family.
Anyway, yeah, I agree.
I was expecting at least Kyle and Daniel to laugh at that. I'm glad Daniel did.
Hey, I laughed.
I was spending that time saying, shit, what was that guy's name from Brawl in the Family?
Who's the girl with the paintbrush from Brawl in the Family?
Adeline.
Yeah.
He'd be pretty cool, though.
Yeah, but it's not gonna. It's not gonna.
It's not gonna happen. I know.
Anyway, yeah. Goodbye, everyone. That was fun.
Alright.
Bye, people.
Bye. Bye, stream.
Goodbye if you're still there.
Please stop saying goodbye.
Go away if you're still here. What the fuck are you still doing here? You, that one listener. You.
Literally nobody is here. There's like 3 people. It's you, me, and Toronto.
Hey, so? Stop listening to yourself. Go down.
I kind of don't care that are we not live anymore?
We're still live.
We're still alive.
Toronto, could you turn this off? You're gonna edit this so that we're not just
No.
talking like idiots at the end.
Nope, I'm keeping this in.
Words of Mike Stoklossin.
Bye.